Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where it's time for another Sunday preview. So this is Sunday, January the 26th, which means everything that we're going to see is going up for pre-order on Saturday the 1st of February, and we'll be releasing, except the made-to-order stuff, on the 15th of February. We're already looking into the middle of February. Wild. Absolutely wild. Doing these videos, and I know we're looking ahead, but doing these really makes you sort of realise how fast the year is flying by. But anyway, there's a lot to get into, but it's very varied. So 40k fans, I'm afraid there's nothing for you unless you're into kit bashing and customising armies, because there's a big chunk of Necromunda. But we've got AOS, we've got Old World, we've got Necromunda, and we always have a little bit of Black Library as well. So how about we just jump straight into this? With the Gloomspite Gitz Gitmob army box. No surprise here that this army box is coming. It was previewed quite a while back, and we did know that the Gloomspite Gitz was the next battle tome. So this is coming up as that limited edition run that they do. It's a very nice limited edition cover. It comes with the War Scroll cards as well, so it's everything that you need, plus the new models. Obviously you're paying a premium for it, but there are some very nice models in here. I mean, it's 9 models. It's a bit low for the price that they charge for these, in all honesty. I think that these army sets are slowly getting worse value in the context of the contents of them, because the Krieg army set didn't have a huge amount in it either, in all honesty. I mean, it was better than this, but still. Either way, the models are absolutely stunning. They are all new, and you do pay the premium to get them first. So that's how these work. I'm just making an observation. But this is the Wolf Riding Head Honcho Drogs the Sun Chomper, 2 units of Snarlpack Cavalry, and 2 Sun Stealer Wheelers. And obviously the Battle Tome and the cards that give you everything that you need for your Gloomspite Gitz army. So that's going up. We have the recently revealed Underworlds new warband, which is, again, it's Gitz, but it's Gitz Beast Grabbers, fantastic little characterful warband. I love these models. The rules sound pretty fun as well, and I haven't played the new Underworlds, but they just sound, you know, if you just want to have a good time, beer and pretzel style, playing with friends, bring these out. They've got crafty shenanigans, they do some sneaky things, and they don't care if the minions die because you can find more Gitz. It's not a problem. Really, really fun looking band. I think that these will be quite fun. I am tempted by them, I have to say. They are one of my favourite Underworlds warbands. And these rival decks anybody can use, but this is a rivals deck that very closely links in with how they play and gives you those sort of sneaky plays, and that, was it a flexi warband they called them? So they do things a bit differently. They play differently to the others that we've seen so far. These cards will allow you to do that. Over onto Necromunda, we're getting the new Tau Ethereal, the new model for Anvar and his bodyguards. Sorry, I mean House Kowai and Ministorum Delegation. These are resin. All of the Necromunda stuff is going to be resin. Brilliant models. There's so much going on. Not for me, but I do like them. They just look cool. And they're so Necromunda. They're so 40k. And we did do a preview when they were officially revealed. So check that out if you're interested. We've done that for all of these reveals. So if you want to know a little bit more about them, we go over the articles. Just search Necromunda. It'll come up for the channel. We're also getting the Cyberpunk delegation of House Tai on Myodo Coven. Again, a storied house in Necromunda, and this is a pair. It's a Null and a Psyker. They sounded absolutely brutal. They can be used as a basis of an outcast gang, but you can also sort of tie them in as they're basically spies for the Imperial houses. But you can bring them in as part of your gang as well. They just look amazing. Super impressed with these. And then we get the Heretic and his Servo Skulls, and his twin, I guess, and the Cadaver Merchant and Narca. So this is 2 sets, the Heretic and his Servo Skulls on the left there. That is one of the craziest models I've seen in a while. It's a guy who has gone so crazy down gene splicing that he has spliced basically a twin onto his back, and his twin runs around with a grav gun. So he literally has someone watching his back with an incredibly terrifying weapon. What could possibly go wrong? And then the other set is the Cadaver Merchant and the Narca there. Again, we go over it in the preview article. They do specific things, mainly for post-battle sequence, but they do some really cool stuff for your gang, and they are just cool models. I really like the Narca, actually. I'd like to bring the Narca in, but just as part of an Outcast gang. But these are all resin. And we have the Abyssal Ferrymen. This is more with Hive Secundus. They are part of the team who ferry people to Hive Secundus and the Gene Stealer Nest. All of their stuff is in that campaign book. Madrick Hellbane and Lugren, 2 new Dramatis Personae. Really fun rules, really fun models. Very impressed with these. And the incredibly creepy Delac, Servant of the Silent Ones. So this is a house agent for House Delac. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And again, that one is resin. Moving on to the old world, we have a big chunk of Empire of Man made to order, so even more reinforcements for the Empire of Man. First up is the remastered, is that the right term? The rework, it is, they call it a remastered kit, cool. The remastered War Wagon that comes with the brand new Engineer miniature that they talked about when they revealed it. So this gives you something slightly new, but also something very, very familiar to a lot of the Empire of Man fans, players. And then for the metal stuff, we have the Commander on a Griffin, which from that picture, it looks very old to me. It looks a bit wonky. But he's coming. As is the Commander on a Pegasus, which also looks a little bit old. I'm going to be honest here. Standard Bearer, which again is showing its age a little bit, I think. A set of 3 Engineers. And then a set of Commanders for your army. I don't remember these. I remember that pose, but I think that's because you can do a Blade Guard in that pose. No, I do remember it because he's got the Orc's head on his... Yeah, I remember him. I think I remember that guy as well with the bottle of whatever alcoholic beverage he's pilfered from wherever he's been fighting. These, I think, have stood up. They still have that slightly older vibe. They're metal, so they are older models. But these are probably newer than the other stuff. I do quite like these. So that's all coming. The thing with this is made to order from the War Wagon and all these. They're going up on Saturday the 1st, but you only have until 6 PM GMT on Sunday the 9th of Feb to get your order in for these if you want them. And as with made to order stuff, it can take up to 180 days to ship. Sometimes they do ship earlier, but it can take a little bit of time because it's made to order. So they're all here as well. Hobby products, we have the Orruk Warclans dice set that I'm assuming was delayed from when the Orruk Battle Tome and their new Spearhead went up for pre-order. Is it 2 weeks ago now? It's Warhammer dice. It's a pack of 16. They're going to be expensive for what they are. They're not even that exciting. The dice over the last sort of 12-18 months, I just think they've gotten really boring. They used to be really cool. The Heresy dice used to be amazing. Some of the 40k dice used to be stunning as well. It's just a faction logo on a pale dice. I'm not a fan of these, but it's your money. It's entirely up to you if you want to pick these up. They do work very well if you want dice that tie into your army, so I can't fault anybody for doing that. I've done the same thing with stuff before. But yeah, new dice. Woohoo! Moving on to Black Library, we have a brand new Gotrek Gunnarsson novel, Vermin Slayer, so he's fighting Skaven. I don't know where to start with Gotrek, to be honest. There's so many books, even going back into the old world it was Warhammer Fantasy, Gotrek and Felix, and then there's all of the Slayer novels in Age of Sigmar. There's so much about this guy. I'm guessing this is his latest, and it's coming out in hardback, ebook, and audiobook formats. It's written by David Geimer. I should have mentioned that earlier. We have a couple of novels being translated into, one in French and one in German. So being translated into French is the Horus Heresy Collection 15 that combines the Shattered Legions anthology, The Crimson King by Graham McNeil and Talan by John French in both hardback and ebook formats. And being translated into German, we have 2 of the Siege of Terror books. So this is Siege of Terror Omnibus 2, which includes The First Wall by Gav Thorpe and Saturnine by Dan Abner, and that's released in paperback and ebook formats. over to Warhammer Plus, Warhammer TV, what used to be TV, then Plus, now TV. Their branding is so confusing. We actually have some interesting stuff this week. This month, January through January, they've done some really cool shows, and I like the new stuff that they're bringing in. We're going back a little bit to the classic setup, but we have, first up, Arena of Death, and this one sounds like, have you seen Death Race? Was it Jason Statham? Was he in the first one? But it's basically think Death Race and Mad Max, but it's with orcs. It's the Orc Destruction Derby. 4 orc clans race their custom vehicles around an arena, attempting to bolt on upgrades in real time and blast their opponents to smithereens. I suppose it's more Mario Kart with orcs. So that could be quite fun to watch. Lawmasters returns. We're getting the Git mobs and talking about their new stuff as it's going for pre-order the weekend after. And Citadel Colour Masterclass returns with the Death Court of Krieg, and they're taking a look at how to paint the iconic blue of the 83rd Infantry Regiment and the green of the 261st Siege Regiment. They're also doing a special stream of Hangout and Paint, which focuses on the New Year New Challenge. That's going up live from 6 PM GMT on Tuesday the 28th. And on WarCom this week, we have a reveal to look forward to on Monday, which could be Necromunda, could be Old World. I mean, it could be anything but heresy, couldn't it, really? And they're going to be bringing us the latest on the Bad Moon, Glareface Frazzlegate, and all of the new stuff in Gloomspite Gitz Battle Tome. So we'll be running over that on the channel. No mention of Heresy Thursdays. I wouldn't be surprised if it does pop up. In all honesty, we'll see. We will see what comes. And as it does, I'll cover it either as a standalone video, so keep an eye out for those, or I'll do a bit of a roundup like we do on a Saturday with Last Week in Warhammer. You can check those out on the channel if you want more content. Pick of the preview. This is an easy one for me, in all honesty. Gotta be the Heretic. Yes, he comes with servo skulls, but just the idea that a guy has gone so crazy he's grafted another body onto his back, and it runs around with a grav gun. I love it. It's so Necromunda. It's so weird 40k. This is the stuff that, yeah, it's great. Absolutely great. So the Heretic and his servo skulls are my pick of the preview. Let me know what yours is. There's quite a selection of different things coming up this week, which is kind of nice, but I'm expecting a lot of 40k over the next few weeks. Not that that's a bad thing, that's just, we know they've done roadmaps. I do want to talk about those roadmaps actually. Hopefully I'll get time this week to do a video on each of them. But we know there's quite a lot coming, but they've previewed a lot of this stuff off individually. Certainly Necromunda, we've been waiting for a drop like this for Necromunda. Thought it would be coming with a new book, and then I thought it might be coming with the Ash Wastes, you know, their gang book and the new stuff that's coming for them. It feels this week like they're kind of just catching up again. We'll see what happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this, please do drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. I hate asking, I really do hate asking, but it really does make a difference. Certainly to small channels. I love making these videos. I love interacting with you guys in the comments, hearing your thoughts. And with all the videos that I've done over the past few years on YouTube, this is my favourite thing to do. To talk about Warhammer and hobby stuff, Halo Flashpoint, which I'm working on at the minute. Battle reports will be coming soon, so if you're interested in seeing how I do those, probably very badly to start with. But hit the bell and subscribe for all the latest stuff if you're interested in more Todd Rolls Dice. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.